Before we read Understanding Corresponding Angles, I want you to color in angle 1 blue, angle 5 blue. Those are corresponding angles. Color in angle 2 red, angle 6 red. Those are corresponding angles. Then you're going to color in angle 3 yellow and angle 7 yellow. Those are corresponding angles. Then you're going to color angle 4 green and angle 8 green. Those are corresponding angles. We can see here angle 1 corresponds to angle 5. 1 and 5, they're both blue now. Angle 2 corresponds to angle 6. They are both red now. Angle 3 corresponds to angle 7. They are both yellow now. And then angle 4 corresponds to angle 8. And they should be green now. Understanding corresponding angles. To find corresponding angles, look for two lines that are crossed by another line called a transversal. And here that is. Here's the transversal line. In your notes, is it going to let me draw? You should write the word transversal. We'll be talking about that. This is the transversal line. So that's the first thing that you're going to do. To find corresponding angles, look for two lines that are crossed by another line called a transversal. Here are the two lines. Those are the parallel lines, right? Next, find the angles that are in the same position on each of the two lines, the parallel lines. You know that. Yes, you do. These angles are equal. So, angle 1 and angle 5. Angle 1 corresponds to angle 5. They are equal. They are congruent. Okay, they're equal, they're congruent. We've talked about that word a lot. Equal, congruent. All right, let's keep going. How to find corresponding angles. Corresponding angles are identified when a transversal intersects or goes through two lines, the parallel lines, right? The parallel lines. Intersects, goes through. These angles are located in the same relative position on each line, on the same side of the transversal. Can you see how the blue angles are on the same side as the transversal line? And the green angles are on the same side as the transversal line? Same as the red angles and the yellow angles. Corresponding angles are congruent or equal, meaning they have the same measure. They have the same measure. All right, so here is our reading quiz. on understanding corresponding angles. Number 1, what is the first step in finding corresponding angles? The first step in finding corresponding angles is to look for two lines that are crossed by another line. That's what you're going to write here. Pause it and do that. Number 2, where do corresponding angles lie in relation to the transversal? They lie on the same of the transversal. Well, remember I showed you the transversal line and angle 1 and angle 5. They lie on the same side, yes. How are corresponding angles positioned in relation to parallel lines? The corresponding angles are parallel lines. What do you think about that? Well, the corresponding angles, going back to angle 1 and angle 5, angle 2 and 6, angle 3 and 7, angle 4 and 8, they're on different, what? Different parallel lines. So the corresponding angles are on different parallel lines. Number 4, what is the relationship between corresponding angles? Corresponding angles are blank or equal. There it is, congruent. They're congruent. They're congruent or equal, right? Congruent. Congruent. Corresponding angles are congruent or equal. Okay, number 5. Why are corresponding angles considered congruent? Corresponding angles are blank or congruent. Of course. Yes. You're going to write equal. Equal or congruent because they are in the same relative position where a transversal intersects two parallel lines. How are we doing so far? I hope we are understanding corresponding angles a little better. All right, what needs to be true about the lines for the angles to be considered corresponding? And I just came right out and gave you the answer here. The lines must be parallel for the angles to be corresponding. Number 7, can corresponding angles be found on the same line? This needs to be yes or no. Yes or no. Yes, they must be on different parallel lines, or no, they must be on different parallel lines. The question is again, can corresponding angles be found on the same line? 1 and 5 are corresponding angles. Are they on the same line? No. 2 and 6 are corresponding angles. Are they on the same parallel line? No. So what do you think? What needs to go here? Number 8, what role does a transversal play in identifying corresponding angles? Transversal, the transversal line that goes through two lines that are parallel. What role does a transversal play in identifying corresponding angles? A transversal blank the parallel lines to create corresponding angles. angles. A transversal, what? Okay, yeah, you could write two words. A transversal goes through. It goes through or intersects the parallel lines to create corresponding angles. Okay, so we definitely need to be referring to this when we answer our questions on corresponding angles.